Thank you for joining me today for this Comeback Yoga All Levels class. I am Tonya. This is a 45-minute class, and I'm welcoming each and every one of you to this lesson for today that's all levels. You will need a yoga mat and maybe a blanket and maybe blocks. I will not be using any of that today just because sometimes I realize that we don't always have those kinds of things at home if that's where you're practicing from. But we always have our body, right? And our body is used as a ways that we can support our body in different ways. Um, but props can really help, or tools of yoga can really help, just like you'd have tools of any trade, whether you're a painter, whether you're a carpenter, whether you're an electrician, you always have some kind of tools that you use. And that's the same way with yoga. So we use the tools to help us get the job done, essentially. So go ahead and get yourself set up. Maybe you want to orient your mat in the same direction as mine because we'll be kind of mirroring one another. Make sure you feel like you're in a safe location. There may be some times I might invite you to close your eyes. Otherwise, this is a practice that is designed to help you learn to um, tap into breath sensing, body sensing, just as the little reading there suggested. So my space, I've got plants all around. I love plants, but I have this one plant on the floor here, and then I have this plant on the table. So I'll be referring to that in that same orientation. And then I have away or behind me, and then towards you. So let's go ahead and get started. We're starting on our back. And of course, if you want to have something under your head, you can do so. And your legs can be straight or they can be bent. And if you'd like to, rest your hands to your sides, behind your head, on your torso, whatever you might like. And we're actually going to start out with some of that muscle relaxation, progressive muscle relaxation. So your eyes are open or closed. And again, just getting yourself in a comfortable position. I want you to, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to tense up the muscles for a couple of breaths, and then we're going to release the muscles. And we're going to do this progressively throughout the body. So you can even be, sitting if you like for this or standing, just whatever you like. So bring your attention to your face and kinda scrunch up your face, makes like, just a silly face even, and hold that for 3 breaths and release. And notice that contrast between that scrunching of the face or that silly face you made and now having no expression on your face. And now let's scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears. Take 3 breaths here. And then let it go. Next, I want you to engage the muscles of your arms and hold that. And we'll actually hold the breath and then release the breath and the tension in the arms. Now bring your attention to your hands and maybe squeezing the fingers into the palms of the hands and release that. And maybe even let the fingers open. And now bring your attention to your backside, your butt, your hips, and we're going to squeeze those muscles. Hold the breath briefly and let it go. Notice the contrast between tensing the muscles and releasing them. Now I'm going to engage the muscles of the legs and holding that breath, and then release. Releasing the breath, releasing the muscles of the legs. And now let's bring our attention to our feet. Maybe scrunch the toes and hold. Hold the breath, and then release the toes and release your breath. And now let's bring our attention to our whole body. And you're just going to engage all the muscles that you possibly can, including your facial muscles, your arms, your hands, your feet, your legs, your backside. And hold the breath for a moment. And then progressively release that and release the breath. Make sure to release all the muscles you possibly can consciously. All right. And we'll go ahead and bring those legs in and draw one knee into your chest. Here on your back. And circle your ankles here. And change sides. Other knee coming into the chest. And we'll go back to the first leg. And this time we're going to send the legs straight to the ceiling. So notice any tension. You don't have to have your leg close to your chest, maybe just even at arm's length. Having the leg right over the hip. Open up the back of the leg. And lowering down. And then bringing your other leg up. And then bring both knees into your chest, lifting your head and shoulders up, grabbing maybe opposite elbows. And then bring yourself on up to sitting. And either crossing your ankles or bringing your feet together and grabbing a hold of your shins or knees, bringing your chest forward, and then straightening the arms and just leaning back, rounding your back. And then coming forward, taking your chest forward, lifting your head maybe, and then rounding your shoulders and your back. And then coming forward and opening your shoulders, maybe even pulling your arms back. And then bringing those arms forward, straighten them out, and bringing your spine to a rounded position. Let's do 2 more. And you can always make your movements bigger or smaller, or maybe not do the movements. Remembering that you have choice over the range of motion, you have choice of the movements, that this is not, uh, that this is, I should say, a class that is designed to meet you wherever you're at and whatever's going on with you that day. All right, so coming to that neutral position, and again, maybe sitting on a pillow. I'm going to go ahead and sit on this cushion just to take some of the pressure out of my knees. That might support you as well. And we'll bring one arm up overhead, turning the palm up, just bringing that arm up just as high as you would like. And then take your side bend here. Maybe your hand is resting on the floor, maybe your forearm coming down, maybe your fingertips are up. And we'll bring the arm over and then keep the side bend, but lower the arm and turn your thumb down towards the floor and bring your hand either to just your hip or maybe to the small of your back and then looking down at the opposite hand. Let's bring that same arm back up on an inhale, looking up at your hand and then exhaling, looking down at the bottom hand as you bring your arm back behind your back or to your hip. Let's do one more. Inhaling, bringing your arm up and just tracking sensation. So if this feels like it's too much, then decrease the range here. Maybe don't bend over as far. And then coming on upright. Keep that arm maybe at your back or behind your back. You're going to take your other hand and reach for those fingers, bringing the hand maybe closer around the waist. And we'll bring that ear, the opposite ear, to the shoulder here. And then take your eye gaze only up towards the ceiling for 3 breaths, kind of to where the wall and the ceiling meet, more or less. And last breath. And then unravel your arms and just gently push your head back up to center and bring your arm around. Taking just a couple moments to kind of feel any sensations that may be present from that stretch. All right, let's do the other side, shall we? So the arm going out, maybe forearm down. I'm going to just go to the range of motion that feels safe in my body, as you should as well. So we'll take the arm palm facing up and reaching up overhead, and then a little side bend here. Keep that little side bend and just move your arm out to the side and then look down at your bottom hand. Inhale, bringing your arm up and looking up at your hand or towards the ceiling. And exhaling, looking down at the floor, your arm coming down. One more time. Inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, looking down. This time we're going to turn the thumb towards the floor and have your hand to your hip or the small of your back. And maybe decrease the range here, coming up a little higher, but keep your gaze and your head turned down at your bottom hand. And then coming on upright, turning your head to center, grabbing that hand and maybe pulling it around a little bit around the waist. And then take that same ear to the shoulder and take your eye gaze only up to where the wall and the ceiling meet, more or less. And hold for 3 breaths here. And then slowly unraveling the arms, bring your head to center using your hand. And then hands on your lap. We'll take just a moment to drop the chin towards the chest to stretch the sides of the neck equally, as well as the back of the neck. And bringing your head back up to center. All right. Let's bring our feet out in front of us and bend the knees. You're going to wrap the arms around your shins or behind your legs, whatever you like here, and tuck your chin. Really pull yourself in towards your legs, squeezing those arms in. Take 2 more breaths here. and release that. We'll come on over to our hands and knees just briefly, not here for long, just to transition. So I'm going to move into a downward dog. So one leg is going to go straight back just to kind of wake up the leg a little bit. And I'm going to have to take off my socks here. And then the other leg goes back, kind of opening up the back of that leg, maybe wiggling your leg a little bit here. And then we'll lift both hips up and lifting the knees up off the floor for a downward facing dog. And then walking your feet to your hands, coming into a forward fold. Releasing your head over those toes, grabbing opposite elbows or shoulders, and nod your head back and forth and side to side. And then bringing your hands to the front of your legs, press yourself long away from your legs so that your arms go straight. You can look down at the floor to release any tension in the neck, and then fold back over your legs to release your head and your spine. Let's do that 2 more times, pressing long away from your legs. Maybe you have a little bend in your legs, feeling your arms helping you move away from your legs, and then feeling your arms helping you come closer to your legs, maybe even grabbing the back of your legs. One more time. Lengthen out away from your legs, and then coming to or towards your legs. And then bending your knees, looking forward, letting your arms lift you up all the way up to standing, and then the hands coming in front of the chest. And we'll release those hands now to our sides. We've arrived in mountain pose. So find something on the wall in front of you, an object, maybe a favorite object, a color, something that you can identify, and just stay focused on that for just a moment. Maybe there's some texture that you never noticed before, some patterns that you've never noticed before. Just kind of take a moment to really hone in on that object. Um, so just calling out everything you can about that thing that you see, the colors, the textures, maybe even the way that the light glances on it. All right. And then let's bring attention to our body. So noticing our feet underneath us, noticing our legs, noticing our hips. You can even bring your hands to your hips if that helps to bring awareness to your hips. Bringing the hands to the shoulders, maybe opposite shoulders, bringing awareness to the shoulders. Grabbing your elbows, opposite elbows, bringing awareness to your elbows. And bringing awareness to your wrists, bringing awareness to your hands, maybe even kind of massaging your hands. And with your next inhale, let's reach. We're going to take those arms out to the sides, palms up, and reach up as long as you can. Exhale here with those arms reaching up. Feel the length of your body from the fingertips to the feet, pressing down to the feet and reaching up with those arms. And then bring your elbows out to the sides, like so. And inhaling, bringing your arms back up overhead. And exhaling, elbows out to the sides. One more time. Inhaling the arms up. And exhaling the elbows wide. Good. Now let's bring the forearms towards one another. We'll maybe even bring the palms together. And bring your attention to your feet. You're going to step one leg back and drop the heel down. So a little kind of a warrior one here as those palms are pressing together. And if it's too much strain to bring the forearms together, then just press your palms together. And press the palms and then rise up, Here now, your elbows will separate. So you reach your arms up and maybe look up at the ceiling or look up at your hands. So maybe your hands are more in front of you. Notice your feet beneath you. And then bringing your hands back in front of your chest and step that foot forward. Finding your feet underneath you again. And let's bring those arms out again. And then bring the forearms towards one another. Maybe your palms and forearms come together, or maybe just your palms. And then stepping your other leg back to your warrior one, pressing those palms together. And then let's extend the arms either forward and or up, maybe arms coming up overhead, maybe looking at your hands, maybe looking to the front, in front of you. One more breath. And then bringing the hands in front of the chest and stepping your foot forward and releasing the arms. Taking a moment just to notice how that little bit of movement kind of created maybe some warmth in your body, maybe some tingling. Maybe what else did you notice? Do you notice about that movement? All right, let's repeat. We're going to add on. So, inhaling, bringing your arms up overhead, and then exhale, bringing your arms into those cactus arms. Bringing those forearms towards one another, maybe your palms just press together. Step one leg back into a warrior one, maybe going a little bit longer here. And then extend your arms forward and then up overhead. Maybe looking forward, up or down for one or two more breaths here. And now let's bring the arms forward and back. So airplane lunge or airplane warrior. So rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and then down, sending those arms back and push firmly into your front foot to send those arms back behind you. Bring your palms together and step forward and upright. Second side. Release our arms down, inhaling, reaching your arms up overhead, and exhaling, bringing those arms into the goalposts or cactus arms. Bringing your forearms towards or to one another, maybe just the palms. Stepping your other leg back to that warrior one, and then extending your arms forward and or up, maybe looking up at your hands. Pushing down into the front foot, and then bringing your arms forward, your torso forward, and let those arms go back. Push firmly into that front foot to give you more stability, and that will anchor your back foot. Pull those ribs up and in so you have some strength in your core, and then bringing your legs together and hands to your chest. So let's break that up a little bit. We're going to move into a warrior two from that position. All right, bringing those arms down to your sides, taking a moment to feel your feet underneath you and feel your tallest mountain. Inhaling to stretch your arms up overhead, exhaling to bend those elbows out to the sides. And bringing the palms and or forearms together, and then stepping one leg back, warrior one. Bringing your arms forward and then up overhead, maybe following your hands with your eye gaze. Reach forward, bringing those arms back behind you. Take your front hand onto that front leg and then open up into warrior two. So your heels are going to line up. Going to reach out through those arms, maybe bending that front knee a little deeper by walking your back leg a little bit longer. So you can look over your front shoulder, front fingertips, stretch out those arms nice and long. Now place your hand on your thigh and bring your back arm forward. Step forward and rise up to standing, bringing the palms together in front of the chest. All right, let's do the second side. Inhaling, those arms rising, palms up, And then exhaling to the cactus arms or goal pose. And then bringing the hands and or forearms together. Stepping your other leg back. Warrior one. Bring the arms forward and up. Sending your arms back, chest forward, arms going back, opening up. Front hand on the front leg. Open your arm and turn to face the long edge of your mat. Warrior two. Maybe going longer in your leg, back leg, as you reach out through those arms. Now taking that hand onto the front leg, bringing your back arm forward, and then stepping forward. And let's just let those arms rest to your sides. We're going to work our way down now to the ground for some deep stretching. So from the front edge of your mat, closely to the front edge of your mat, turn those palms out. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, let those arms take you down to the ground as you bring your hands to the earth or to your feet. Take a moment, feel your back stretch, your legs stretch. And then lengthen out through your torso and spine. And then bring your head towards your legs. Hands to the ground, stepping your legs back into a plank position. We'll come down to the forearms. And possibility of releasing those knees softly to the ground or keeping your knees lifted. You choose. And push down into those forearms. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees down, Sphinx pose. Parallel your forearms here, taking your gaze forward and opening up the chest. Breathing, lengthening, pressing the tops of your feet down and getting really nice and long here. And then coming all the way down to rest your head on the back of your hands. Let's take some deep breaths here, about 3 or 4. So if your sinuses are clear, we're breathing in through your nose and down. And breathing up and out. Last breath. All right, coming up onto one forearm and turning yourself to that side. So just going to do have a nice side stretch here. So just onto the forearm, you're opening up the side of your body here. Legs are straight. And just push down lightly, or just let your kind of your waistline drop down to open up that side of the body. And if you don't like being up on your forearm, you can do this onto your head here, like so, this head and hand. So that'll open up the side of your body as well. Let's just take an extra breath here to really open up this side. And then coming on down, bring those knees up to or towards your chest. And grab your top knee or ankle. I'll bring the leg back behind us for a quad stretch. A top shoulder rolling back and down. Pressing your hips forward slightly, to bring your leg back behind you for a lunge, sideline lunge. Bring your leg forward, grabbing your ankle or foot, and send your leg more or less straight. Doesn't have to go all the way straight. And bring your head towards your leg. All right, let's release that. And press yourself upright to move to the other side for that side lying stretch. So coming up, and this is another option too, is to be up here. So this is going to give you a nice stretch for the side. You could come down to your forearm, just kind of dropping your waist, legs going straight, or you could come down onto your head, onto your hand. I'm just going to open up this side of the body. So we tend to store a lot of tension in the sides. So we're just kind of opening that up so that it can help our back. It can also help with our breathing. It can help with our relaxation response. So all of these things are contributing to helping us just feel better, move better, and live better. All right. And coming down to that side, resting your head on your arm or on a pillow. Bring your knees up in front of you, and we'll grab the shin or ankle or foot and let that knee go up back behind you for the quad stretch, rolling that shoulder, top shoulder back behind. All right, bringing that leg out in front of you, maybe grabbing your ankle or foot. Your leg is forward. All right, and release that. Go ahead and come on now to your back. Do a little twisting here, coming on down and straightening one leg. So maybe it's the leg closest to me or closest to the screen. Your other leg will come into your chest and then take that leg towards me. So, and then you're going to look away from your leg here for a counter twist or rotation spiral. And let's change the legs. Coming back to center, we'll keep that ankle on the knee, slide your foot in for figure four. So your ankle and knee can stay together here with your foot on the floor, or your hands come between the leg and outside of the leg as you draw your leg in. Option then is to straighten your bottom leg to the ceiling. So you kind of get a hip stretch and a hamstring stretch, a little back stretch as well. And switch sides. Ankle to knee, figure four, foot on the floor or lifted, and maybe leg going up to the ceiling. Can use your top elbow to push your uh, top knee away, so that can increase the sensation or decrease. It can certainly change it. So, whatever you like, remembering that this is a practice to meet you where you are. So, do what you can and start where you are, working with what you've got. Let's draw both knees into the chest, grabbing the back of your legs with the arms, maybe hooking your elbows. And releasing your hands, legs, feet down to the floor and head. And then turn your head to one side. We'll take 3 more breaths here, turning the head to the side. And then turning your head to the other side for about 5 breaths. And coming back to center, take your hands behind your head and lift your head up with your hands. So just kind of let your head press against your hands, kind of let it be a little heavy in the hands. With maybe some micro movements here, turning your head a little bit one side and the other, and then coming on down and releasing the arms and the head. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. We're going to do a little bit of breathing exercises. So you're I'm going to draw your attention to, first of all, the surface beneath you, allowing your body to feel comfortable. And if that means sitting up, standing, or laying on your side or your stomach, then do so. This breathing practice can be done wherever you are and whatever position you're in. So now then draw your attention to the way that the breath is coming in to your body, whether it's through your nose or mouth, and letting your next exhale go. And then we'll begin breath counting. So the next breath is going to be a number 5. So breathing in And breathing out, that is 5. Breathing in, number 4. Breathing out, number 4. Breathing in, number 3. Breathing out, number 3. Breathing in, number 2. And breathing out, number 2. Last one, breathing in and out. And now returning to the sounds within the room, maybe the sound of my voice, and bringing your attention to your surroundings. If your eyes were closed, blinking them open and then closed. If your eyes were open, blinking them closed and then open. Just blinking those eyes. And when you feel ready, you can begin to find some movement in your body, maybe turning your head side to side, moving your fingers and toes, just any kind of movement that might feel good to you. And in your own way, in your own timeline, allowing yourself to emerge up to a seated position and meet me here for the closure of our lesson today. Just want to thank each and every one of you for being here, being present. It means the world to us here at Comeback Yoga, which serves veterans, active duty military, and your support team. So please share this practice, share this. You can just easy to share the link. It's the best thing you can do for your comrades and for us here at Comeback Yoga. It supports our mission of serving you, your support team, and those in your family. So please take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Be well.